and the output of these universities, that is the human asset output, is increasingly disconnected from, for many of them, from meaningful opportunities in the economy and occupations and so on. So there's a disconnect which is serious and important. This gap cannot be closed unless there is a comparable willingness to think about significant changes in the boundaries dividing types of educational institutions, significant changes in the traditional missions of those institutions, and a real willingness to rethink what the charter of these institutions of higher learning and vocational education are and should be. The boundaries that currently exist are the product of the late 19th century. They no longer apply.
We have increasingly invested in the not only in internal training and development, but also in the liaisons with the governments and the educational institutions. We have done that because we feel that we need to have a voice and an influence in the way that the educational sector moves, where it moves, because research-based institutions should not, and that's my opinion, I think it's shared with most of my fellow heads of training and development, should not only move to actually satisfy corporation needs. They also need to move to satisfy a longer-term perspective of societal needs and science needs.
We expect the new universities will become the open systems that will be open to the new professional business world, and I think that here, talking about not about the alternatives to the university education, but some complementary elements, we should understand the following. We should understand that universities has to undergo some serious changes. In Russia, without any doubt, corporate education will gain pace, and we see the certain breakdown in this sphere, looking on some major Russian companies. And
increasing gap between college and life. And I think this is due to an increasing focus on conformity rather than independence, regurgitation rather than learning, and theory rather than application in the classroom.
Governments invest in higher education of highly skilled people, and it costs money, but they also earn from better people, better qualified people, paying more taxes when things work out. And you can actually see that governments make quite a big profit from every university graduate coming out of the system, and that's very, very important. You know, it pays off for governments, it pays off for institutions.
We do not ask where what the person graduated, what school he or she graduated from, but what the person can do, and this is more than a reality. The club jacket or the graduate tie is more important than the skills that the person has. It is important to forecast in more detail and plan better and deeper together with businesses, to think together what will be necessary for businesses in future. It is important to set up links and understand well what educational institution can give, but at the same time approach to education should be changed. So education should work in a different way and ensure lifelong education. Corporate education should have a good fundamental foundation. University system should serve needs of all, and strategic planning and forecasting is the responsibility that the government should undertake. There should be an accountable leader, the one who can determine strategic plans.
Russian universities, due to different reasons, haven't established a dialogue with the major corporations. So it was due to a lack of cooperation with alliances. It's a great chance to solve many issues, and they should become more open. The second major source of resources, and we talked about it during the major discussion, openness to the new education market. This is the potential for economic security